How's it going, YouTube? DMTombstone Belts back here again with a brand new video, and guys, it's another story time with DMT. And I want to already give you a fair warning. What this story may be involved may not be suitable for younger audiences. So I recommend turning off this video right now because it may endure some disturbing and graphic content that may not be suitable for you. But if you're still with me, it's time for story time with DMTombstone Belts. And this one involves my recent relationship with my ex-girlfriend that I've been with for nearly a year and 5 months. And I know what you're thinking is like, why you want to talk about it when you just forget about it? Well, I wanted to get some things off my chest, and maybe this is just my way to do it. My way of moving on is to express myself and as well tell you guys. So here we go. Let's start with the beginning. In the beginning, where literally about a little bit, almost a year and a half ago, I was working at my old job, which was a fast food restaurant. And I was just in the back as a cook. And as well, my boss was telling me we're gonna get somebody to just do the dishes, and it was they said it was a female. I was like, okay. And she came in. I think it was January. Yeah, it was in January. She came in. She was like a happy-go-lucky girl who was still in high school. She was 17 at the time. And she had her hair tied up in a ponytail, red hair, braces. She was saying hi to everyone. She came in the back, said hello to us, and apparently this is where it all started. I was like, hi, I gave her a smile. And apparently, that's where it all went from there. She said when I gave her that smile, she was like, yeah, this was the one meant to be. And then every time since then, for about another week and two, she's been talking to me more often than anybody else. She was trying to get more to know me and all that. I was talking to her, she was talking to me. And everyone around me was like, I think she likes you. She really likes you. Maybe you should ask her out. And I never thought of it like that. But then again, at that time I was 21. And she was 17. She was still in high school. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. When I see it like that, I see it as, nothing wrong with that to certain people. Like, there may be a 4-8 year difference. But the way I see it more like as jailbait. Because the thing is, yeah, she's still not of age. But then again, if I wasn't planning on doing anything, like I was talking about with her yet. Then again, I was not even concerned about dating her at that time. Didn't think of it like that, but I was being forced by everyone around me. Everyone was like, keep on saying, like, she likes you, she really likes you. Just ask her out. And around when February was coming, February came around, she gave me a box full of candy and actually a stuffed animal, stuffed panda. I thought it was a cute gift. Yeah, and I still have it. But now it probably doesn't mean a damn more for me, so fuck it. Then I told her, I think you really. A lot of people were saying that they think you like me, and I'd say I like you too. And then she gave me a hug and all that. Then I was like, asked her out. They was like, maybe we should go out to a movie sometime. Maybe as a date on Valentine's Day. Because Valentine's Day was coming up. And that night, obviously, I had no car to get home. She offered me to give me a ride back with her mom, and we were waiting in the lobby area. And yeah, this is around the time thing I told you guys I live in Michigan, and around February time it's really cold. So I was bundled up with my coat, scarf around my face, hat. I was literally dressed up looking like Kenny from South Park. We were sitting there in the lobby room talking at the table. Out of nowhere, she tries to kiss me, but all she kissed was the scarf. In my mind, I was just like, whoa, what's going on here? Because literally I've known this chick for only like 2 weeks. If that. Then we continue to talking. She lays her head on my shoulder, then my head on her. Then she says, you know, I always wondered. And I was like, about what? And she was like, if I could kiss you. And I was like, go ahead. She was like, really? And I was like, why not? I mean, these are actual words, guys. I'm actually quoting what actually happened. Then, out of nowhere, we stared at each other's eyes, and obviously we kissed. It was a nice one. And then afterwards, we hugged. Then her mom showed up. We gave me a ride. I said thank you. Gave me a ride back. And I thought that's where and this is basically where it continued from there. I mean, and this is where I learned more about her at the time with dating. Then when we went on our first date, we went to see Winchester. You know, the scary movie Winchester at our movie theater. And apparently someone from my work was there as well because they seen me with her there. I don't want to mention her name because you already guys know who it is she appeared once on my video already. But anyway, we were just watching a movie, hanging out, had photos, taking photos and that. As well, maybe a little bit of a makeout session here and there. But that's all it was because A, she wasn't 18 yet. I mean, there's nothing wrong about kissing someone who's underage. I mean, at least if they're 4 years apart, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But anyway, but then again, a couple more weeks come by, and then then it comes to the time when she turned 18. I said happy birthday, gave her a card and all that. And a couple weeks pass. Out of nowhere, yeah, and this is where the mature content comes in, guys. Obviously, I'm not getting paid ad revenue for YouTube, and I don't know if this video might make it to YouTube or not, but anyway, I'm going to try to see if I can make this as safe as possible. But anyway, we were into that craze where we couldn't keep our hands off each other, and the boy got lucky, and actually, let's say, had a little bit of fun time with her. Obviously, it was obviously I wore protection because, God forbid, I don't want to mess that up. But I think I said too much about that. Anyway, we did the dirty work. Then we came back upstairs, make it look like nothing happened. And this basically most of what it was like. It was continuously us loving each other, constantly talking through time, especially going through work. But then again, work always became a pain in the ass now with all the workers looking at me and her, making sure we're doing our work and not involved in relationships. Which is why I recommend, guys, if you're in a relationship, please don't let it be involved with your significant other working in the same place as you are, because everyone's literally looking at you like you gotta do your work. That's why I will not recommend doing in-work relationships. It's just a lot of shit happens, and yet it just pisses you off. But anyway, a little bit more of a background story of her. Apparently, she tells me that she was actually an adoptive child. Her family adopted her when she was, I think, 2 maybe. But she had a bad life. Her parents were a bunch of drunk and drug abusers, and as well, they were, I would say, even sexual abusers to her. Which, don't get me wrong, no offense to her and her life. Believe me, it's pretty fucked up as it is. I mean, I give all respect for her, and I feel sorry for her. And she also suffers from something called, I think, fetal alcohol syndrome or something like that. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I give all Matt. But don't get me wrong, I totally respect and I feel sorry for those that suffer from those. I mean, believe me, I have a few problems with myself. Like, I'm a sufferer for a certain type of autism called Asperger's. I suffer from Asperger's, and yet I assume she didn't think I had autism because I don't show it as much as, especially you guys here on YouTube. Probably some of you realized it, some of you probably didn't until now, but anyway, this is how it was meant to be. It's like, yeah, we both have our problems and we try to fix ourselves. And the fact is, my first time being in a relationship with a girl, in over 2 years. Last one only lasted about 2 weeks. She broke up with me because she didn't want to do a long distance relationship. But anyway, with her, she lived out in nearly about like 3-4 miles down the street. I mean, nearly down. So literally I took my bike and literally had to bike down there or take an Uber down to her house. I met her family. Her family was nice to me. I was a kind gentleman with them. And they treated me like one of their own. Like I was a family member of their own for that long time. Around those months. But when we were getting at least a month or 2 into our relationship, this is where things started to go bad. This is where I started to learn a little bit more about her than I didn't know. The fact that many times when we're taking a ride home, she literally get upset over the littlest things. She acted more like a toddler who didn't get a toy. Where she'd throw a temper tantrum, start screaming, crying, even smacking her mom around. And don't get me wrong, guys, this is she's now an adult now. She's 18 at this time. She's smacking her mom around, swearing at her. I'm looking at her, I'm like, I can't believe what am I doing with this person at this time? I didn't know what I was thinking. Thinking I was with her, she's acting crazy. Literally, she attacks her own mother because she said no to a certain thing. But anyway, I try to calm her down, and then she starts kicking the seat and all that. I'm like, we're about to get into a fucking accident because she's getting upset over this. It's just, like, literally, spend time a month or so after her, she literally starts swearing at her parents. She's literally telling her adoptive mother or father, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, you're an asshole, go to hell, and all that. And she's even always wanted to say, I just want to kill myself. I'm like, I mean, then again, guys, no offense, but I have nothing against those that really have that problem with suicide. Believe me, I've dealt with people that are exactly like that, and I feel sorry for everyone that's like that. Even to those people that lost a significant other to suicide, I give my respects to them. But anyway, she's saying all this shit. I'm just like, my God, what is with this chick? And then a couple months later, when I was hoping to call her, but she didn't respond for me for about at least a couple of days, at least for almost till the next day, find out that she got arrested. She was sent to jail. And it's because since she was 18, she's an adult, she hit I think, what was it? She has like 3 sisters. 2 of them are adopted. One is her actual biological sister, who was older than her. I think she's like 23 at the time. Sorry. Her 2 adopted sisters. One was 14 now, but I think she was 13. And the other one I think is, I don't know, 11 or 12. But she attacked her youngest adopted sister, which apparently that's an assault and battery charge on her for attacking her sister because she's an adult now, or considered as child abuse. Well, she spent time in jail, and I was just like, okay. And yet, I know what you guys thinking, like, if you knew all this shit was happening, why didn't you leave her ass? Like, why did you just ditch her when you had the chance? And believe me, guys, I would. I would have thought of that. I was even thinking, like, why was I still with this bitch when I see her as some crazed up criminal now? She has a criminal charge now on her record. But I felt sorry for her. She'd lived through a hard life. I mean, believe me, my life is shit. And I felt sorry for her. So I stuck with her. She was always that crying, like, you promise you won't leave me, you promise you won't leave me. And I always tell her, no, I'm not going to leave you. But then, nearly a couple months later, let's say about a couple months later, it's starting to get more worse and worse, where she just start getting more stompy and all that. And literally my family and my friends start seeing this, and they're like, ditch the bitch. Literally, they're like saying, get rid of her. I'm like thinking, okay, the fact how she's acting in front of my friends, in front of my family, in fact, even her own family was telling me, I don't know how you deal with her. How are you still with her? To think that my family, my friends, and her family and friends are telling me to lose her. Does that explain how crazy this person is? That that everyone around her is telling me to get rid of her? But yeah, I want to continue on. I want to see how far this is going to go. And then it comes to a year in our relationship, we thought it'd start getting better. Obviously, a couple times we go out, having a good time, going out to dinner, maybe run into a hotel and have sex, but that's a whole different story. Anyway, and of course I spent a couple nights with her once in the relationship. And it comes to this recently, about nearly a year in, about a year and 4 months in, this is decided to go before the breakup. We've just been constantly arguing. Oh, wait, actually, let's go a little bit further back and to show how crazy she is. Literally, when I got in my new job now as a factory worker, she wants to talk to me all the time. She constantly wants to talk to me 24/7 of this relationship. It's already bad enough that this relationship went by real quick then. We were starting to date, literally only knowing each other for 2 weeks. And she was already saying about us getting married, wanted to have kids and all that. I'm like, yo, whoa. I barely even known you for only a couple of months, and you're already talking about all this shit? Slow it down. Which I believe was what caused the problems of our breakup. But anyway, one day of the year, I mean, it was like, I think it was literally about 5 months or so in, maybe half a year in or more. One day, in less than an hour, she messages me 75 times. Tries to call me literally 20 times. Now, think of that. For someone to constantly blow your phone up with messages and that's bad enough as it is. But for someone to literally message you 75 times in a matter within an hour, especially when I was asleep. I was asleep and she's trying to contact me. I wanted to sleep because I work a night shift at work. But her family was getting upset. She's calling me. She was in tears and all that. Her mom comes starts trying to yell at me. She's getting upset at me how I acted to her. And I told her, look, I don't know disrespect her, but to think of her, I wanted to tell you that in fact your daughter is literally blowing up my phone. She messaged me 75 times within an hour and I was asleep. She told me that, and yet I literally heard her mom screaming at her like, you messaged him 75 times when he was asleep? Because that's crazy enough. You people out there, tell me how many people do you know that would message you that many times within an hour? That's literally about like a message every minute. A little bit over a message, like 2.5 messages a minute. That's crazy enough as it is. But anyway, let's go to a month before we broke up, and we were out, we were having fun. Then my brothers called me, and my brothers and friend called me, and they were telling me about her contact one of our buds on a Meet Me page, which is basically, I assume it's like a dating website. And I came, and I was with her. I was like, oh, okay. Hanged up the phone. She was like, what's wrong? I was like, we got to go home. Well, I got to go home. I was like, she was like, what? Because I was upset at her. I was like, what the hell are you doing on a Meet Me page? Like, you're with me, and you're on a Meet Me page. What are you doing on a dating website? I was literally ripping into her. And in fact, I didn't speak to her. I didn't want to speak to her for the rest of that day. And I said it's a constant argument. Because the thing is, if you're dating someone, why are you going on a dating website if you're already with someone? Shows how loyal they are, huh? I was always loyal to her. I was always honest with her. And yet she's already going on some dating website talking to somebody. Well, anyway, and everyone was keep telling me, lose her. There's many other people, just get rid of her. But I still want to give her a chance. And I know what you're thinking, like, I think she already had too many chances, but I felt sorry for her. So I decided I thought I could fix our relationship by doing something I came up with, which I wanted a month off. This thing called a month off. Basically, no constant calling, maybe at least one call a week, if that. And pretty much certain rules, if she broke any of them, like one, if they dealt with this bullshit about her being on a website or anything that involves it seemed like you're cheating on me, we're done. Or extensions and all that. But anyway, a month passes, that month off came through. We went to see each other, and yeah. Then I went to her grad party. I mentioned she graduated. She was held back a year from high school, so she graduated high school this year. And then I went to her grad party with my buddy Frank. And I was already telling her, like, I gave her a card, and I was like, your gift was going to be going to SmackDown Live with me and Frank. But if you guys seen from that recent video I posted, then which led to the series of me going to SmackDown Live, she, literally a week before we even went to Detroit, she called me up and said, I'm sorry, but we have to break up. We had to break up. And get this, guys. It was because of the fact I gave her the month off. She was afraid the fact I was breaking up with her. Because apparently those that say they want time off, decided to break up. But that was not it. I wanted to try to fix our relationship. Try to fix it. But, no. She breaks up with me because the fact that she thought I was going to break up with her. She said it was not going to work out. And I was upset. Believe me, I spent nearly a ton of money on her. I spent money to get tickets for us to go to SmackDown with. And she just ditches out the plan literally at the last minute. And then I told her like this time before when I was going to go to Raw with her, but she ended up getting sick. But anyway, so we were done. We were broken up. Yeah, I thought I'd still be in contact with her, but no. It turns out now she's now with she's seeing somebody else. Who apparently recently she said that he left her because he didn't want her to have any. She didn't want her talking to anyone, especially the old friends and old buddies. But then she decides to give him a second chance. Okay. Yet she says she believes in second chances. Chances are we could come back together again. But now I'm just like, nah. It ain't gonna happen. After all the shit I've been through, all the stuff I've done for her. And you're expecting for the fact you want to see down the future that you want me to come back to you or you come back to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would expect at least for maybe down the line for her to get me to come back to me. Or the fact she wants to take me back, but now that I see it, that when that day comes, when she will take me back, to where she'll probably be on her knees crying and beg me to take her back, I'll literally close up to her and whisper in her ear, no. Because now that I thought of it, I thought it was my fault that I screwed everything up. But no. It was not my fault. It never was. All I ever did was give you love. All I ever did was give her love. I gave her everything that she could. I was always honest. I was always loyal. And I did nothing but love her. And she threw it all away. But anyway, that's why I'm decided I wanted to move on. I'm more concerned now about, obviously, for me to look for other people to fall in love for. That's my personal stuff. But this is the reason why I don't want to be talking much about relationship problems or any related problems that comes to me out of YouTube. But I thought this is the best bet for me to get this off my chest. So that is it, guys. That is my story time about me and my ex-girlfriend. How our relationship began, how it started to go downhill, and how it ended. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave your comments below. Follow me at Twitter at DMTombstone96. And as well, guys, follow me on Instagram at Daniel Mead. Anyway, guys, I'm DM Tombstone Belts. And hopefully, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.